Thank you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, DetroitBassPlayers.com. Speaking of DetroitBassPlayers.com, we got Mr. William Pope, the second in the house. Very special bass player. We're about to do an interview with him. Also in the house, joining us to chime in and assist, we got Mr. John Rose and his son, Mr. Brannon Rose. We got Mr. Lamont Johnson and his bass guitar, him and his bass guitar. We got, of course, we're in the basement. That's BASSmint. Over Reggie Canty's house doing the round table. We got another fella sitting in with us. What's your name again, bro? Tony Horton. Yeah. Oh, Tony Horton. Okay, the guy with the cartoon bass on. Is it bass on your page? Yeah. And we also got Mr. Ted Brannon. Brannon, right. With an N, not a D. Right. All right. And we got the show off over here playing all kinds of stuff.
Just being me.
Mr. William Pope, how you doing, bro?
No, just doing what you gotta do.
How you doing, man? That's some really good work over there.
Great.
You sound real good. I feel like going home to practice. I actually feel like
all of these guys around here, I'm gonna go home and practice. And I just want you to know ahead of time, I am taping everything I do, so when I go home, I will be learning your licks. So don't think I won't.
That's what we do. We
look,
steal
the
licks.
Bible says, "Be ye ready." I'm ready.
Sounds like Cobra Osh.
There you go.
Okay, now what in the heck is this you got in your hand? You hugging, man?
This is an HMR made by a guy named Ryan Couch out of Chesterfield, Michigan. That's off of Gratiot in 23. And I drew it, and then he made it for me. I like normal stuff, but then I like being me. And even when I was in school, I would draw what I liked. And back then, they had the Carving magazine where they had all the parts and stuff. And I would draw star bases and this, that, and the other. So when I finally got a chance, I've had a couple different ones made. But Ryan, I went over, told him what I wanted. He called me one day. He said, "Hey, you busy?" Came over. He said, "You want to cut it out?" We cut that, but same thing. They cut that boy right out. So we cut it out, and the pickguard is all wood. I think the body's mahogany. The neck is bird's eye maple. And then, as you can see, the color is orange because nobody else.
Right. And the weird thing about
this, throw that little light on just in case you can't see what we're doing.
Turn it off and put it on again. Do it again.
Just in case you can't see what we're doing, I have to pull that out. Just you know. And then when we made it, he said, "Well, you might as well make it your own." So we called it the Pope Star Series, And then he flipped it around and threw the little flame across the back of the neck. And man, he hooked it up. Man, the dude is good. He had stopped for a while. I think he started in 2004. He made like a guitar for his nephew, and then he made mine in 2006. And then I think he stopped for a while because his lungs had gave out. But I'm giving the shout out. He's about to start back.
That's good.
Yep.
What's the fretboard say?
It says glorify God. Because wherever I go, whatever I do, I got to give God praise. G5.
Amen.
JC, if you can't see. Just in case somebody want to know if I'm throwing up gang signs, I am.
Okay. Well, how long you been playing, man? When did you start?
Oh man, I think I started in 70. I think it was 72.
72.
I was 12. Yeah, me and a friend of mine, a guy named Mike Banks. I heard Smoke on the Water.
Just had it,
Oh man, after I heard that, cause I started playing rock first. I didn't start listening to Motown or any of that until probably like 77. In between that time, it was Led Zeppelin. Then I got turned on to this group called Rush, and man, they were doing stuff like. Yeah, and then he's singing and playing while he's doing this. I'm like, man, that dude is crazy. And then on top of it, he was playing foot pedals, playing keyboard parts while he's playing his bass part
and singing. Yeah, Geddy Lee was a bad boy.
That's what I want to do.
Right.
So, but I would just sit in my basement for hours, and so I did that, and then we went from the rock stuff, from Kiss and all of that, which I hate to say it, but Gene Simmons was a big influence on me. I think that's why the bass is like this. That's why I act like I act on stage, because I seen him and I said, well, you know what? I could be a bass player, but I could be me, and I could do what I wanted to do. You know, I don't have to stand in one spot. Everybody doesn't do the same thing, you know. Some guys like potatoes, some like potatoes.
Right. Well, I mean, just when you played the scene, you seemed like you was having a ball, man, as it should be.
Look, whether somebody sees me or not, I want to play. I sit at home, and I hate to say it, but I have an amp sitting right on my side of our bed. My wife sleeps here. I'm here. The amp sits there. My bass is there. Sometimes I will wake up and go, oh, I got a bass line. And I'll plug right in. I'll be like... Okay, and now we've been doing this for so long that she's used to me. She said, if I don't hear you, I think something's wrong. So, you know, I enjoy playing. And I tell a lot of guys, whether you playing for 1,000 people or whether you playing for yourself, I look at it as I'm giving God a command performance, no matter what I do or where I'm at. So,
who's some of your favorite bass players coming up then and now?
Well, I think one of my big favorites was Larry Graham. I heard him, and he kind of made a big difference. Then Geddy Lee made a big difference, of course. And then, you know how you hear other bass players, but my biggest influences. And then, man, I was watching this show called The Scene. And man, this dude came on there, wake up and be somebody. I said, man, what the heck is this dude doing? Man, and then it ended up being man right here. Lamar Jackson, and man, after that, everything I did, I tried to incorporate at least some, because most guys play normal, and that's good, but it didn't, to me, it just seems like you have a little bit more soul when you add a little bit of vibrato.
Swagger.
You tell the difference, you know, so whether I'm playing...
You just putting that soul and funk in it, huh?
So after, like him, and then I went on to Verdine White, you know, Gary Willis is a big influence.
Tribal Tech.
Of course. Oh, man, big influence. Actually, from the Who, Entwistle was a big influence. And then, again, Gene Simmons was a big influence, because, of course, without him, I wouldn't have been walking around stage looking crazy like I do.
With 10-foot boots on?
Right. I had some at one time. That was back when everybody went to Flag Brothers and you had big heels. So, yeah, but man, them guys, and then you have Marcus, and then Victor Wooten, and, you know, man, it's so many good cats. And there's a lot of good Detroit cats. Theo Otis, Mike Harrington, man, it's so many. If I'm missing some of y'all names, please forgive me, but y'all bad.
Okay, so where have you been doing on the bass? You've been playing, when you start your groups, who you played with, what you doing now, what you got going on?
I started out, actually, me and a guy named Mike Banks, we had a group, originally it was called Nemesis, and then we changed it because it was me and him. So he lived 7 blocks away from me. I'd walk from my house to his house every day, just like we was doing some gigs. And we would practice. And people go, man, y'all ever gonna play somewhere? All y'all do is practice in the basement, playing Hendrix and stuff. And play with him, but then went on to play with a group called, what was it? The Dunbar. It was called Framework. But it happened to be Gabe Dunbar, Chris Dunbar, and a guy who you all probably know named Alex Al now. That's Dunbar. So when we started playing, he was a little kid. In fact, he was, I think, a little bit younger than you. And he would, same thing, he was down there trying to play. So back then, he was learning Jeff Lobert stuff. He was down there playing Lobert lines and things. And played with them, and then went from there and played, was in a gospel group called Zamar. I played with a guy named Dave Hamilton, which is kind of rock, funk, pop, you name it. Zamar's gospel jazz group, and then I play with a techno band where we do techno, but they call it high-tech jazz. We have 3 keyboard players, turntable, drummer, saxophone player, and I was only supposed to play one time in Japan, and from that one time in 2005, I've probably been around the world twice playing with them. When they call me up, all they do is, hello, Pope, we're going to be doing such and such. Are you in? Yep, bye. That's it. You know, but the other thing, I can't just say it like that. My best friend's in the band, so, you know, Mike Banks is the leader of the band, so he knows, you know, what I do, so. Yeah, but, you know, that's about it.
What you got planned in the future? What you doing now?
We're actually, I was trying to find the date. We're playing this Saturday, but I found out it's a private gig with a guy named Yancey, saxophone player named Yancey. I'm playing with him this Saturday, but I think it's a private gig. And then sometimes I play with a guy named Edgar Wallace, and I play with another guy, Paul Dozier, who was in Zamar, really, really good guitar player, you know. And then another guy who I really don't get to mention a whole lot is a guy named Torrance Carey. He was a guitar player, but man, this dude used to do stuff like sweeps, stuff that looked like his hands were spiders, and just, man, he would just do some crazy stuff, you know.
Holes for a finger.
Right, yeah, right, like the holes were all that little. Man, I don't know how you doing it, but you doing it. Just so many good guys. Like, man, watching him play, every time I watch him play, I have to think, man, this dude doing it. Him, Henry, who taught him, you know, I look at them and I go, man, these guys, that's where, when I was coming up, we really didn't have anybody there. It was just like, you had to put the record on.
Thank you.
You just put the record on, you slow it down to 78, you speed it back up to 33. Learn it wrong, then learn it right. Learn it wrong, learn it right. Till after a while, you can if you hear it, and that's the way I'm watching him. He can hear it and know right where he's going already without even having.
Yeah, well, how do you do that, man? How do you pick it out? Just know how to play this stuff.
I don't know.
See, he just gifted.
So, right. I mean,
gifted people. I had to work hard at it.
You know, so hey. Yep.
Hey, we got some more bass players that showed up, and so is there anything you like to say in closing, or anybody got any questions for my man here?
Well, you know what? Before I close, I happened to meet Ted. He had came. We were playing at Motor City Casino, man, and I met him. And I mean, I think God put you in the right place at the right time. I met him. Not knowing the lineage that he has, playing with Motown, being with chairman of the board and all of that, man, and we just hit it off, man, and we've been almost like best friends ever since, man. So, you know, right.
Well, we're gonna do an interview with him in a minute.
To me, it's a difference because I keep hearing this. Reggie Hamilton came to Detroit one time, and it was me, Reggie, a guy named Gino Lavalette, who will probably be down here sooner or later, and Mike Harrington and some other guys, and Reggie said, man, you don't usually see bass players getting together like what you all are doing and just hanging, and we were just over there just jamming, you know, just ain't nobody trying to outdo nobody. If you got a lick, pull the tape recorder out. Hang on. I mean, I had Jimmy Ali. I went over and visited him one time. Another really super bass player.
Another Detroit bass player.
I forgot to mention him, man. He made a big influence on me too.
He's coming on here.
Yep, and I went over to visit him one time, and he said, man, so man, what you up to? I said, nothing. I said, man, why don't you show me something? He said, man, whatever you take, you keep. So that's what I do. Whatever I take, I keep.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we was just talking about some more Detroit bass players. Why I got him on here, I want to say that in the house right now we got some more bass players that just stepped in. Now, wait a minute. One of these play bass. One of them plays guitar.
I play bass.
So that's Tia.
Tia, yep. And this is my sister Tanya. They are twins.
And they are twins. And we're going to get an interview with you in a minute. We're going to get an interview with that cat back here in a minute. We got this cat going on. All these Detroit bass players. Most of us Detroit bass players from Detroit or either in Detroit.
Now you know what? I'm forgetting somebody because I can't forget the Bass Pimp T-shirt. But mine, we had it changed to song 154. You know, we gonna make sure that I'm keeping it 100.
Okay, and while we got them, y'all,
but that's Gordon Spencer's Bass Pimp T-shirts.
Okay, and I want all you bass players that's listening to this, even if you don't play bass, I want y'all to go to the it's a new site that Craig Sconey put up. It's called DetroitBassPlayers.com. If everybody can go in there to that new website, you join it, or it's all free. It ain't nothing. What happened is all of these interviews that I'm doing is consolidated in one place. In case y'all miss somebody from the regular Facebook Detroit Bass Players, go to the DetroitBassPlayers.com site, and it's a whole bunch of other stuff on there y'all need to check out. So go ahead and check it out. And another thing, all of those people, if you see this and you say something like, "Man, how come they ain't invite me?" You are invited. I invite everybody. Have I invited people?
Yes. Everyone.
I got a dude way back there from Cleveland. Have I invited people?
Yes.
All you people have to do is, all you have to do is just inbox me, and we'll have another one. We're gonna keep doing these, and we got pros like Brannon showing up. We got pros like Lamont. We got Joes like myself showing up. And trust me, I'm here for educational purposes.
And we all Detroit bass players.
Yeah.
We got on the site.
It's educational.
It's easy to get on there. Just add yourself on.
That's right.
Be part of the team. You know,
You
get on
here.
there.
Request, and we have to add you.
There you go. Yeah, right. You got to hit request though.
All right, so
and hold on, I can't forget Fernando, who made me and Brandon's cords. They come in many colors, whatever color you like, because I also have green, and as you can see, I don't know, did you get your name custom put on there?
As you can see, I'm in need.
Oh man, we gonna hook you up. We gonna hook you right up.
you got your name on it?
Oh yeah, he got his name. I have, of course, Pope Star on there, so you know who I am.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so Mr. William Pope II.
Is that a Central Sound product? Is that a Central Sound product?
No, this is the guy made these. He does his own.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And he's here in Detroit. He's off of 6 Mile and Evergreen.
Yeah.
And I think it's $28 for the cords.
Well, tell him to come and sit in one of these round tables.
Yeah. Oh,
Tell him come and sit with the round table, and tell him to bring a box with him.
Yeah, there you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an interview with Detroit bass player Mr. William Pope. Won't you play us out something? Just play something out, man. Give us something.
All right.
Some of them harmonics, huh?
Now, you know, hold on, before we go, I got to mention Trent Mitchell. If it wasn't for Trent Mitchell, I would never know anything about harmonics. Trent Mitchell went to school with Victor Bailey, and I heard him doing harmonics. I said, woo, boy, this boy. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. William Pope, Detroit bass player.